Hello friends, welcome back to Take Data with Anuj. In today's video, we are going to learn about cluster index in SQL Server. This is one of the most commonly asked interview question and also very helpful in real-time project. Okay friends, so first, what exactly is a cluster index? So a cluster index is an index that physically sort and store the data row in the table based on the index key column. Think of like a telephone directory. It always arranged alphabetically by name. Similarly, a cluster index arranges the table data physically. Okay, दोस्तों. So the key point of the cluster index is a table can have only one cluster index. Because our data can only be physical sorted in on the page. When you create a primary key, SQL Server automatically create a cluster index on that column. Cluster index are best suited and range query sorting and searching operation. Basically, you can improve the performance of the query if you search any record in that table. Okay, so in this slide, what is the cluster index? Means define the physical order of the data in a table. Data row are sorted in order in the index key. Only one cluster index can exist per table. By default, primary create a cluster index. Let's see the example. So I created one table, employee table, with employee ID, employee name, department, and salary. Okay, so this table not have any primary key. So employee ID is integer column. So we will create employee ID as the cluster index. First we created employee table. After that we create an index in employee table and column name employee ID. So this is the syntax to create index, create cluster index name on, this is the table name employee and which column you want to make index. So employee ID. Okay, I created cluster index on employee table. Okay, let's see. Trace. This is the employee table and this is the index section. So I created employee underscore employee ID as the cluster index. Okay, so I inserted data in employee table. So data will store in a sorted order. Okay, 3 row affected. Then select star from employee. So now you can see data is stored in sorted order 1 and after that 2 and after that 3. Okay friends, and if you create any primary key on table, cluster index create automatically. Means if you create a new table, create a new table and define primary key in that column, so cluster index create automatically. Let's see the example. I created a student table, student ID, int primary key, student name, Berker and age. So I created a student and I try to make cluster index on salary column. So if you create any primary key in cluster index, so there is not possible to create another cluster index in that table. Let's try. So okay, so can I create more than one cluster index on the table employee? Drop the existing cluster index before creating another. Okay friends, so we cannot mean SQL server will throw an error because a table can have only one cluster index. Okay, a table can have multiple non-cluster index along with that one cluster index. Okay friends, so let's take a real-time example. Imagine you have a sales table with millions of rows. Okay, most of queries filter data by order date. Okay, so in this case, it is best to create cluster index and order date table because my query want get record based on the date. So we will create cluster index on column is order date. Okay, so when you run a query, so query will improve, this query will run much faster because data is already sorted in physical order by order date. Okay friends, so if you found this video helpful, please like, share and subscribe to Take Data with Anuj for more SQL Server interview question. And don't forget to hit the bell button for new update. Thank you.